Hey, we're the Clarks. I'm Aaron, this is Allyssa, and we've been at Wellspring now for about 4 years, and we are happy to call ourselves the parents of this beautiful baby girl right here, Bradley and Noelle Clark. In 2012, we were married and decided we weren't ready for kids, but after about 3 years, we decided we could probably start trying to conceive.
We tried for about a year and we had no luck. So we met with a fertility specialist and started on hormone treatment, and I ended up having some surgery to remove endometriosis. For 6 years, we never had one positive pregnancy test. It was really hard. It was hard on our relationship and my body, and just disappointing.
There must be something for us next. Like, what is it? We didn't know. So we turned to the Lord and we cried out in desperation, tears running down our face, like, what do you want us to do next?
The next morning, I wrote in my prayer journal asking God for some clarity and direction and wisdom of what to do. And within an hour, I received a text message from a friend who knew of a birth family looking for adoptive parents. I was like, oh my gosh, what? There's our answer. If we really believe that this is from God, then we need to obey him and to take one small step of obedience at a time. So that's what we did. We wrote a letter, and we ended up writing another letter to this birth mother, and we never heard back. But the seed of adoption was planted in our hearts.
The sheer cost of adopting in this day and age averages somewhere between $24,000 to $36,000.
This is when God started speaking to us through the Ezra series at church. He would just affirm us in whatever challenge was before us with this whole adoption thing. We were discussing Ezra 1:5, how God stirred the hearts of the Israelites to go to Jerusalem and build the temple. And so we asked ourselves, well, what is God stirring in our heart? And we knew that that was adoption, and that we needed to obey the call that God put on our life.
And that huge financial obstacle in our mind was getting broken down when we covered Haggai 2:8, which talks about how all the gold is God's. So if you are going to provide for the Israelites to build the temple so that he can be glorified, then he could similarly provide for us as we are trying to glorify him through building our family.
It seemed like an overwhelming mountain of obstacle. God affirmed us again in another Sunday sermon in Zechariah that he will flatten the mountain before us. And so we continued with just small steps of obedience, and God did flatten the mountain.
We got plugged in through Wellspring's adoption and foster care team to learn about the different highs and lows of what it's like to adopt. It was in June 2021 where God was on the move. So we kicked off with a GoFundMe. Within days, we were seeing people donate money that we didn't even know. And in addition to that, we threw a party in our backyard to raise support. People showed up in droves. We had hundreds of people over. And between those two events, we were able to raise our full amount, like our goal for our adoption fundraising.
During our party, we hung a sign above our garage, and it said, "We're adopting." And someone in our neighborhood actually saw the sign, someone we don't know, and they approached us one day on our driveway asking if we had a baby that we were adopting. We said, no, we're still in our home study. And she told us that she knew of a family, a birth family looking for adoptive parents.
Lo and behold, a few days later, we were able to get fully pushed through. Like, the state of Michigan deemed us eligible to adopt.
So we didn't really know what to expect or what was going to happen, but we were going to prepare the best we could. So our family and friends threw together baby showers. We put together a nursery.
And we met the baby for the first time, and we're just absolutely overwhelmed.
Yeah, it was a long, hard 6 years. And so now that we're on the other side of it, God's glory was really revealed through our suffering. that this was the path He placed us on. If we really believe that this is from the Lord, then we need to obey. And it starts with small steps of obedience, just one at a time.
We're thankful for how God brought us through this process, through His word to us, through Ezra, through our neighbors and our friends and family, and through the Wellspring foster care and adoption team, the way they partnered with us. And if you're passionate about maybe considering adoption, then don't hesitate. Reach out to us, reach out to them. There's a fund available, and we'd love to get connected and get involved. Hey, we're the Clarks, and we are happy to call ourselves the parents of this beautiful baby girl right here, Bradley Noel Clark.